Before we even start this video, have you hit the subscribe button yet? Have you even hit the like button yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Books are awesome. Hit those buttons. Here we go! Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, welcome back to another episode of my channel. I used to call it Books and Buds, but I'm going to have to take out the buds portion because YouTube's really been coming down on me lately and demonetizing any one of my videos that has anything to do with cannabis. The reason that they gave it to me is it's just not federally legal yet. They want to age restrict it so anyone underneath 18 of years of age cannot see my videos and people cannot advertise on my videos. So, unfortunately, for the time being, until the federal government catches up with local state governments, I'm going to have to remove that portion of the show, but that's okay because the main reason I'm here is so I can focus on books. Because I'm a writer. I write for an independent publishing house called Rhetoric Askew Publishing. Many of the authors that I do represent on this channel are also independent authors. However, I do review a lot of books like Stephen King, a lot of Paulo Coelho, Richard Lehman, who are published with the Big Five. I do that because that's the videos that get the most clicks. And those videos always get me subscribers. So what I'm hoping that'll do is generate more viewers to this channel so authors like myself and my friends can get a little more readers. With that said, let's discuss today's book. Today we're talking about Complex Solutions by Susan Dalessandro. It's a YA novel about this young girl named Lexi. Now, she just started at this new school in Falmouth, Massachusetts. She moved there over the summer, and it's a little difficult for her because her parents passed away in a car accident, and now she's living with her grandmother. So right away, that was really near and dear to my heart because I'm from Massachusetts. I just love it there, and almost every single thing that she was mentioning in the story, I could just picture it. It's where I grew up, so I'm very familiar with the landscape there. This poor young girl, as a result of her parents passing away and being new at school and just being overwhelmed in life, she's unfortunately developed this issue where she cuts herself a lot. So she wears a lot of long sleeves on her. She keeps like a little knife in her pocket at all times, so when things get overwhelming at school, she could just escape into the bathroom and just cut herself on the leg, cut herself on the arm, whatever it takes to ease the tension. So right away we get this idea of what this teenager is going through. She's very stressed out. She's dealing with some tough things, and her way of dealing with it isn't very healthy. I mean, cutting yourself, at least she's not using drugs or drinking alcohol, but still, cutting yourself is pretty much just as dangerous as far as I'm concerned. And it can cause some permanent scarring, but regardless of all that, we have a well-developed character right at the beginning. Also right at the beginning, while she's in the bathroom cutting herself from one of her awful experiences, there's this girl who stumbles into the bathroom talking to her sister, and she's trying to make a good impression because she's a new girl to school as well. And I think she was looking for some makeup. She decided to knock on the door because she noticed that the main character, Lexi, was in there, and she asked her for a little bit of help. So that's how they become friends. So we get the second character. Now the third character, there's three main characters in this book, is this kid named Joe. He's got a little crush on Lexi, and Lexi has a little crush on him too, but with everything going on in her life, just being overwhelmed, new girl, cutting issues, parents just passed away over the summer, and now she's living in a strange town with her grandmother. She's feeling down about herself. She's not sure what this guy really sees on her and just can't believe it. But he's pretty persistent, and another thing that's working in her favor is they're both math whizzes. They both just love math, and they really bond over complex solutions. The story really starts taking a turn when we get a little bit, about a quarter of the way through, we discover that people are looking for a mathematical theorem that her parents helped solve. Now this was like a 100-year-old theorem that they had actually solved, and she cannot find the information anywhere. Her friends help her look for it, her grandmother's helping her look for it, but they just can't seem to find it. Well, someone else is looking for it too, and this person may be dangerous. She doesn't really know, but she's being stalked as she goes for her daily runs, and she notices that someone's actually standing outside her house watching her, and she suspects that this individual is looking for the theorem too. So now it's kind of one of those things, like if she finds the theorem, this guy might come after her for it. So she recruits the help of her friends, this girl Sarah and Joe. While she's doing this, she's also hiding the fact that she cuts. So there's kind of a lot going on here. There's a lot to unpack. But as the story progresses, it's not only the fact that she cuts, but she's got a budding romance with this Joe kid who seems pretty relentless. While he's relentlessly just trying to court her and everything else, his ex-girlfriend, this girl named Jess, is also in the picture, and she's making life miserable for the both of them, constantly dragging Joe away. Which, in my opinion, I don't know why he didn't just put her in a place like, look, you're my ex. That's just the way it is. You know, exes are exes for a reason. I'm trying to get with this girl. Screw off. But he doesn't do that. He seems to be a little too nice. But anyways, she says a lot of nasty rumors about Lexi. You know how she spends a lot of time in the bathroom cutting herself. She spreads a rumor that she's bulimic and she likes to vomit and all this happy jazz. And it's just not doing poor Lexi any favors. So there's a lot to unpack here. So that's basically what the book is about. It's about 3 teenagers, specifically Lexi, trying to find this theorem before this other gentleman does too, and getting it into the right hands before it falls into the wrong hands. It's just basically a YA. It's kind of a coming-of-age story because she's trying to find herself, like how she can deal with the school bullies, how she can deal with tough situations, how she can make new friends, how she can get out of her box, because she's just like a kind of a hoodie girl with jeans, and she's trying to be more open and more friendly with everybody, but she's having a really hard time, which is also another really good reason that she befriends Sarah, because Sarah's a new girl, and she's really outgoing and extroverted. And since our main character, Lexi, is really introverted, it helps pull her out of her shell a little bit too. Not to mention, Sarah's like, she was my favorite character because she kept pushing her to do things like to give Joe a chance, to stop being such a wimp, to go out and try new things, dragging her to dances, just being a friend, you know? Like, I know sometimes us extroverted types can be a pain in the ass because we're constantly trying to poke the introverts because we like them, you know? And it's like poke, 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 you know? Pay attention to us. Join us in the real world. In this case with Sarah, she was a wonderful friend to Lexi, and it really, for me, was the driving force that kept me reading this novel. Otherwise, I don't think I would have liked it as much because I'm not really one of these people that likes the angsty teenage drama type shows or books or movies. They annoy me, mostly because I'm not a teenager anymore, but even when I was a teenager, I was kind of more upbeat. I think like most people, I went through a depressed phase as a teenager, but I crawled out of it in no time. Just a happy-go-lucky guy. So those kinds of stories, they don't really hit me that well, you know. However, this girl Sarah, I really liked her a lot. She was just wonderful, a big ball of light in an otherwise dark story, and it really kept every scene moving along for me. So that's just my take on it. You guys should read it yourselves, and if you have read it, please leave a comment below. If you would like to read it, I'm going to leave a link for it in the description below. I know Susan would really appreciate it if you clicked on that link and at least gave it a look. All clicks help. Any reviews help. Anything you can do to help these independent authors is just great. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm doing my part to help artists because art really makes this world more beautiful. Download some independent music. Click on some independent books. Look at some artwork done by some independent artists. Just whatever you can do to help the art community get that much more attention. It would just be wonderful. So, with that said, guys, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. You could have tuned into any book review channel, but for some reason you clicked on mine. I love the hell out of you for it. Peace.